So, close your eyes for a second and think of the greatest spinners in last 30 years. Shane Warne, Murali and Saqlain. So the last two names I mentioned, all of them were off spinners and who were enigma to the batters and who ruled all the format during their time, right? I guess I don't need to tell you how dangerous Murali was during his time. And let me ask you something. Can you name a single dominant right-arm off spinner in modern T20 or ODI cricket? Not easy, right? It's a bit difficult. And of course, you may say Mujib Gazanfar from Afghanistan, Shaq Mehdi from Bangladesh in some sense. And I don't find any other names. It's not that off spinners don't exist anymore. I mean, they do, but you cannot find Muralidharan or Saqlain Mushtaq nowadays in ODI. And it's not that we don't have amazing right-arm off spinners in recent times. We have Nathan Lyon, we have Ravichandran Sunil, some may say Said Azmon. Unfortunately, he had illegal action and could never make a comeback. But if you try to find out modern Muralidharan in one day or T20 format, you are going to have a real hard time. First of all, let's try to understand who is a right-arm off spinner and what kind of players we are trying to talk about. Before going to our way of investigation, let's try to set the ground here. Our discussion contains two things. First, off spinner, basically a spinner who turns the ball into the stump as a stop delivery. Most of them have at least two or three variations. One regular off spin where the ball turns inside. Second, the top spin, the ball bounces a bit, and the arm ball where the ball turns kind of away. So, and it doesn't turn in some cases. So some bowlers try Dooster and Carom ball to add a few more variations. Now the second part, when we're talking about genuine bowlers, basically we're talking about players who are in the team for the bowling skill rather than the batting, and would bat at a lower order, like at number 9 or number 10 or number 11. And I know that this strict definition is not strict anymore, but let's keep it this way for the discussion's sake. So, to simplify, we are talking about an off spinner who will bat in the lower order and classified as a bowler, and so we are eliminating the bowling all-rounders. One thing to note, the datasets we have, they don't have the data for Afghanistan players. Unfortunately, this is very unfortunate and we are very sorry about that and hope they resolve the issues with Afghan players soon, or Afghanistan cricket soon. Anyhow, based on the definition, are we right to say off spin is extinct or near extinct in ODI or T20 in current times? So basically, since 2019, Sri Lanka had Mahesh Theeksana and Akila Dhananjaya. Mehdi Miraj is a bit confusing because he was initially treated as a bowler and then he is now treated as a all-rounder. So basically he is an all-rounder, and same goes to Sheikh Mehdi as well, who is classified as a bowler. And as you can see in the data, so other than them, there is not much of the players who are playing there. And our data tells that combinedly they played just 96 matches, bowling more than 363 overs. So is it bad? If you look into this chart, you can see that how mere chances are really given to genuine off spinners in T20 matches. But since 2019, genuine off spinners just got 96 matches, where even the left arm off spinner or even the Chinaman have more matches than them. To note, Chinaman is very quite rare, like the left arm wrist spinner are very rare. What about ODI? Kind of similar scene where Mahesh Theeksana still remains as the only feature, and other notable mention is Nathan Lyon and Akila Dhananjaya. Since 2019, off spinners played only 76 matches, where even Chinaman bowlers have more matches than them. And as you can see, the data, and this number is incomparable to the other bowling categories, like the pacers, like the even right arm or left arm pacers. So if you compare the scenario historically in ODI, as we're talking about ODI now, we can see that a clear trend in recent times where only Sri Lanka and Bangladesh relied on genuine off spinners and have more than 500 overs in ODI since 2019. For Australia, they only used Nathan Lyon for a small period of time, and that's it. And now, if you try to talk about this trend, South Africa, West Indies never relied on genuine off spinners since 2003. Australia had some level of dependence during 2007 to 2012, and then Nathan Lyon was there, who played in both mid and modern T20 era. Bangladesh started relying on genuine off spinners since 13 in the form of Mehdi Hasan Miraj, who was later promoted as an all-rounder. England had some level of reliance in 2007 to 2012. Graham Swan is there. India also same. Pakistan had reliance when they had Sai Azmoun. Now, let's look into T20 cricket. Only Sri Lanka dominate the chart here, who are still relying on genuine off spinners, and their prominent off spinner is Mahesh Theekshana, who is just a regular off spinner rather than who is not just a regular off spinner, rather a mystery bowler having more variations, allowing him to be still dominant. Other than that, no other countries have genuine off spinners in their lineup. But why? Before going into that discussion, it's not the case that off spinners are unnecessary. That's not the case. Actually, we have a good number of off spinners in recent times, like Sunil Narine, Ravichandra Ashwin dominated the scene for some time. Currently, we have Travis Head, Glenn Maxwell for Australia, Saim Ayub and Salman Ali Agha for Pakistan, Sheikh Mehdi and Mehdi Hasan Miraj for Bangladesh. And these players are often sometimes important part of their respective team's bowling lineup. In fact, in some matches, Saim Ayub contributes more in the bowling department rather than the batting. So, and the answer we're looking for is actually lies here. Actually, in modern day one-day cricket, when we form the main 11, almost every team have a wrist spinner as an attacking option. Naturally, most of the matches are in the batting-friendly condition, and at the same time, T20 is just a 20-over game, which does not allow the ball to get old much, which might have provided assistance for the spinners. In ODI, until recently, two new balls were used from two sides. So in both one-day format, the ball does not get old enough to help or assist the spinners, and in the context of the video, the right arm of spinners. Now, most wrist spinners are specialist bowler, and if you add another specialist right arm of spinner, you only have two slots left for your lower order, and most of the time you would need three pacers. And pace bowling genuine all-rounders is a very difficult find for almost all the teams. Why? We will have this discussion on the other day. So putting a specialist off spinner put the team management in a new conundrum. Finally use the word. That's why most of the team opted to choose a wrist spinner and three pacers in the team. And for off spinners, they have to be some form of all-rounder, like batting all-rounder or bowling all-rounder. One example is Bangladesh cricket team. Ever since Rishad Hossain became a regular feature of the T20 side, Sheikh Mehdi had to play in the role of bowling all-rounder, and for the similar reason, even though being a deserving person in the ODI cricket, he cannot make into the ODI team because of the team combination. The reason Sri Lanka could go into the opposite direction and still can choose Mahesh Theekshana is their wrist spin options comes in the form of Hasaranga, who is a bowling all-rounder, and Mahesh Theekshana is more of a mystery bowler, having more variations in his hand. And another reason that might play a role was, while adding a few variations in the armory, a few off spinners got banned due to suspected bowling actions. Notable names are Saeed Azmoun, who was ruled in the scene but got suspected bowling action and banned in 2014 and could never make a comeback. Players like Shoaib Malik, Mohammad Hafiz, Johan Botha, Kane Williamson got suspected bowling actions from time to time and got banned or barred from using specific bowling actions or bowling types. In fact, Ravichandra Ashwin was occasionally questioned for suspected bowling actions. So, are right arm of spinners becoming irrelevant? Not exactly. To reintroduce the reverse swing, ICC recently modified the ODI where until 35 overs, two new balls will be used from two sides, and the bowling side in the after the 35th over can pick one ball to play until the end of the match. This not only introduces the reverse swing for the pace bowlers, but also having older ball for the finger spinners. So off spinners in the last 8 overs of ODI is going to be more and more common. Thus, the requirement of having a specialist off spinner might re-emerge based on the condition and all. Like if you're thinking about a spin-friendly condition, maybe you may need a specialist off spinner or left-arm orthodox bowler in your team as a specialist bowler, and maybe you may need you may not need another first bowler. So off spinners are going to be relevant in ODI cricket, but things are kind of same for T20. Anyhow, right arm off spin is not dead. It got squeezed out. Look at today's team. Maxwell, Head are part-time options. Miraj, Sheikh Mehdi are all-rounders. Even Sunil Narayan turned into all-rounder in the T20 cricket and became a very crucial opener who could hit harder. So in current one-day cricket context, off-spin exists, but it comes with batting values. Overall, off-spin is not dead, rather evolving. In modern cricket, if you want to survive as an off spinner, you just don't need variations. You need the value. You cannot survive as a bowler. You need value. And just as a bowler, no, not good enough for the team. But maybe uh, as an all-rounder, maybe you need to be a bowling all-rounder or something so that you add value to the team. And maybe that is the biggest change in modern day cricket, where you cannot be just one thing. You need to add more things into the table, and then you can be in the team. So, and that is the biggest change in cricket. And but the role is the role. Role of the role, the value of the bowler, everything. So that means, yeah, you you have to be something different sometimes. Like for example, you will see that in Australia there are a few bowlers who can actually bowl the pace ball and the spin ball. So you need to bring more values to the team in the form of variations and in the form of exceptions. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Make sure to put a like in this video and subscribe to this channel for more contents like this and keep supporting us. Thank you so much.